Hey, let's talk about closing costs today. So you've got your down payment and your mortgage sorted and you're good to go? Wait, did you factor in closing costs? These can include are not limited to land transfer tax, lawyer's fees, moving costs, and potentially any penalties for discharging your mortgage early if you have an existing one. So let's try to work backwards from potentially least costly to most. Moving costs. These can vary widely from a truck rental and a couple cases of beer and pizza to your friends and family to a few $1,000s for professional movers. Some people even opt for professional packing services, which are just taking care of everything. They go in your closets, they put everything in boxes, they label everything. So whatever route you do decide, make sure you do your research and budget accordingly. And be aware of some of these professional moving companies. They do add in some sneaky costs, so make sure to read all the fine print. And if you are planning to book a professional mover, try to book well in advance instead of last minute, and you can save some big bucks that way. Next, let's talk about lawyer fees. You must use a lawyer when purchasing or selling a home. They make sure everything goes smoothly in terms of transfer of title, making sure there's no liens on a home, and as well as distributing the money to the various parties. In my experience, you could be looking to pay between $1,200 to $1,700 for this service. You can find cheaper, I'm sure, but I really suggest you don't go looking for bargains with the biggest acquisition or disposition in your life. Trust me, a few $100s isn't worth it. And then next we have mortgage penalties. These can get quite complicated and vary widely based on the type and term remaining left in a mortgage. Typically, a fixed mortgage will incur a higher penalty than a variable mortgage. So please be sure to check with your mortgage broker company to see what these exact figures are. Finally, we have land transfer tax. This is the single biggest amount in your closing costs, and it's very important to remember that this cannot be rolled into your mortgage. You must have the funds on hand outside of your down payment. And if you're buying in Toronto proper, you're in for a double hit. You'll be paying municipal and provincial land transfer tax. So for example, if you're purchasing a home for $1 million, in Toronto you're paying approximately $33,000 in land transfer tax. If you're buying outside of Toronto, you're looking at about $16,500, so that's half the amount. But keep in mind that outside of the city you will be paying higher property taxes than you are inside the city. So this can be a factor in balancing out this cost. And keep in mind, you can also look online. You can just Google land transfer tax calculators. There's a ton of them out there, and you can get exact numbers. That's it for now. Talk to you soon.